show you a quick trick that will enable you to quickly configure these Xbees without having to actually plug in each individual one each time. Now both of these are configured, and that's important because with both of them configured on the same pan with the proper settings, they're now communicating to each other, or at least they should be. And if they are, then we can actually use XCTU to configure both of them, even if both of them aren't plugged into the computer at the same time. Just like before, we take the receiving Xbee, plug it into the FIO, carefully. Take that, plug it into the computer via USB, and now this time we'll hook up the transmitting Xbee to the FIO. But now we'll take the LiPo battery and plug it in at the bottom. And keep in mind there's an on switch here, so this won't actually turn on until you manually turn it on. You'll see the lights go. And now, again, since both of these are on the same network and all the settings are configured correctly, we'll actually be able to program or configure this Xbee using this one. And I'll show you how to do that in software. Now that we have the hardware set up, we can move on to the software. Keep in mind, anytime you want to configure the Xbees using the FIOS, you have to upload this sketch. This is what enables us to use the FIOS as an explorer. In this case, I've already got it uploaded, so I'll open up XCTU. From here, we select the little blue icon. We wait for it to find the remote devices, add those selected devices, and here we are. We see it pops up as a remote module. Double click on it and it will pull up the parameters. Now you see I've received an error. The Xbee had issues reading some of the information. Now this is important because we set one of these Xbees, the transmitting Xbee, we set it to the lowest power possible. So it's not transmitting very much at all. So that means is when we're doing this, we have to have the Xbees very close together physically, and that will help them transmit the data. So we'll say OK. I'll move the Xbees, and we can hit refresh up here, and voila, no errors. From here, we can do the same configuration that we did before, but we don't have to have them both physically plugged in. And we can also switch back and forth between the two Xbees without having to unplug and replug. And that concludes this video tutorial.